I'm doing this. Felt natural for some reason. It's not. Hey you guys, this is Rico and I am back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Why? Because you're watching this video. Be sure to like this video as well as subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Also sound off about anything that I talk about related to East Asian pop culture as well as other current events. So this is a topic that I feel like is deep. I kind of started it on like the surface level because I was thinking about how I wanted to approach this topic, and I was like, people have talked about this already, so how can I add something different? How can I add my own layer onto this? And how I did it was I thought about the struggle of people in North Korea and how it is highlighted, but it's highlighted in a way of pity. It's highlighted in a way of glorification. So this all started when I've been hearing for months and months at a time that there was going to be this K-pop group that was going to have two North Korean defectors. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting, but how would that work? Because you know North Korea and South Korea are so completely different and they're constantly butting heads. The culture is very different. North Korea is very old school in their traditions. Even the type of Korean that they speak is very different. South Korean does not sound the same, does not use the exact same vocabulary as North Korea. And so to have people constantly coming from over the border to South Korea to have a better life or to even meet their family who once snuck over and then they had to wait set amount of years or set amount of months to finally make their way across is such an amazing feat to me. I think that it is an amazing story to tell, but I also think that it's important that we look at the humanity in it. So this group that finally did debut is called Universe. So you see it and you might think 1VERSE. I'm going to need these labels and these groups to start calling the names the way that they're actually read and the way that they're actually spelled. Because I would have seen that and thought 1VERSE. I had to look at the Korean and it was like how does that say universe? That doesn't say universe. Anybody that speaks the English language will be like 1VERSE. I'm a fan of 1VERSE, and the people gonna be like, "Who's that?" 1VERSE. You know 1VERSE want that song. I'm such a big fan. No. It's Universe. It's Universe. I don't even know their fandom name yet. But it's probably the Unis. Anyway. This is a group that is multicultural, actually. It has a lot going for it. There's different distinct guys in this group, one from America, one from Japan, and then the two defectors. A lot of the headlines pertaining to this group had to do more so with them being defectors, and they had a lot of interviews with different major media outlets. And what was the headline once again?
안녕하세요, 유니버스입니다.
Hello, my name is Seok. I'm the vocalist of the group.
네, 안녕하세요. 저는 팀의 막내이자 메인 댄서 아이트입니다.
I'm the visual director trainee and wannabe Penny. 반갑습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 유니버스의 만형 호랑이와
Any of you guys have nicknames? Baby boy?
베이비보이 저는
왜 할머니예요?
모르겠어요.
저희는 부부.
When did you guys get married?
결혼 시간이 안 했어요.
Congratulations on making an official debut. How do you guys feel?
Really relieved that we get to share everything that we've been working on for the past especially the hours.
아직까지는 시간이 나지 않아서 가끔은 그대로 저 되게 예쁘다 라고 생각하니까 가끔 놀라워 때가 있습니다.
거의 한 몇 년 동안 하고 싶은 일을 하고 있는 것 같아서 꿈을 이룬 것 같아서 아직 갈 길은 멀지만 너무 행복하고요.
On these two being defectors, and I'm just like, what type of music is this group doing? What is their purpose? What do they want to do? And they did talk about that as well, but it was through the lens, once again, of these two being defector. I'm like, I'm tired of it. how much longer every single headline was that, and I think even these two realized that's what it was, because every time they would pop up, like in any type of internet article, it was basically that, oh, look at them, they came from North Korea, they snuck over. So these two boys couldn't be very vastly different. One came from a very poor upbringing, Hyuk, and then we have the other one, Sok, who came from a more upper class upbringing, lived closer to China. One of his family members, relative, was already in South Korea. He made his way across. They did not want to go into detail how they made their way across, and I can understand that they wanted to protect the people that are still trying to get across. This has been a big issue for years. North Korea has been trying forever to strengthen the border to stop these people from trying to go across. As you know, they ban a lot of stuff from the outside there. So for a while, it was like videotapes, burnt CDs, burnt tapes for foreign music and movies and media, because North Korea does not allow it. It's very much a controlled society. But a lot of people in the underground do smuggle all these things in. So a lot of the youth do know a lot of the American artists. They know a lot of South Korean pop music. They know a lot of music from the outside. It's just that they're not allowed to be out in the open with it. And if they're out in the open with it, they do get punished. They get beaten. They get basically taught discipline, because it's strict. It's very strict, and they want everything to be one way. I mean, I know China's somewhere like, oh yeah, that's the way you do it. That's how you do it, because you can see the relation here. How it's like you can see how they get along, because it's very much let me be into you what I want it to be, and it's gonna be strict and determined, and you have to obey me, and if you don't, then you have to go. So what did a lot of the people decide? They wanted to go. So they're running across, trying to go through China, trying to go through whatever way they can. They have different ways and ports of trying to run to South Korea. There are videos that are heart-wrenching to watch. These people are risking their lives, and they are trying to dodge bullets, dodge attack dogs. There are multiple movies that are retelling these stories, because it's not something to take lightly. And I do feel like that there is a lot of media that glamorizes this, where it's like, oh my goodness, this is so sad, from the comfort of your own home, on your couch, or in your bedroom reading a book, and being like, oh my God, this is so sad. Like, I cannot even imagine going through this. You know, you can see like some American privileged person doing that. I remember I read this book, Escape from Camp 14. It was years ago, but I picked it up because the guy on the cover looked interesting to me, and I read through the whole book, and I thought it was a very interesting, devastating, raw read. And this book went on to be a bestseller. I remember years ago, it was a New York Times bestseller, and there have been other books that have come out since then that have also done very well, because there is a interest, almost obsession, with seeing other people's lives through a lens where you know that you are doing better than that said person. And I know, like, it might be kind of like, what are you talking about? That's kind of icky. But it's the truth. Like, we all do it, and I think that we don't realize we're doing it when we do it. And it's very much like, oh my God, like, look at these people, like, everything that's going on in the world right now.
Once the Jeep crashes into a ditch near the line that divides the two nations, he sets out on foot, running, as the North Korean guards begin shooting, dozens of rounds fired at the defector, even as he crosses that crucial line to freedom.
At some point there, the North Korean soldiers see him and see what he's doing, and they start firing at him multiple rounds and hitting him, and he still survives enough to crawl to safety to get behind a wall.
Critically wounded, shot 5 or 6 times, heat signature from cameras show 2 South Korean security forces crawling towards the defector to carry him out and evacuate him to a nearby medical center.
Here is this man who risked everything, that was willing to take bullets to escape the repression, the murderous repression of the Kim Jong-un regime in the North.
In addition to the bullet wounds, he had severe parasitic infections, likely from water or food that was contaminated. Doctors describe him as shy and in a bit of shock, but say he is doing better, George.
Okay, thank goodness for that. Okay, Martha Raddatz, thanks very much.
Chilling. Very dramatic.
There are so many people that sit in the comfort of their own home and they're like on social media, or they're watching TV or on their phone, or what, and they're like, oh, look at said person, this is so sad. Hashtag support. Or you're arguing with somebody in the comments, it's like, oh my god, you should support them, and this is so sad, and you know, because you feel like you're being a better human being, but it's like, are you really? It's like, you're really just sitting there and you're like in a privileged position, and you're just looking at it from far away, and you're really doing it to feel good about yourself and to feel a sense of belonging to a group that wants to feel better about themselves. It's not always particularly about that said person. And so then it's this whole movement where it's like, but is it really genuine? So I feel like with a lot of the media intake of like North Korean defectors, it's more so, oh my god, look at them, they risked their lives. Isn't that amazing? Instead of it being like, oh my god, are you guys okay? Like, how is your mental? Like, we've seen and heard so many things. Are you guys okay currently? It's more so, oh look, they came from here and they escaped over here and they're gonna be in a group, and isn't that amazing? And it's like, but no one's really asking like, are they okay? Like, they're doing these interviews and it's very much just focusing on, oh my god, that trip was amazing. And you know, like, it started to irk me, and I couldn't realize why it was irking me. And then I had to step back and do like reflection. I'm like, this is why, because it feels more so performative than anything else, and more so about the glamorization of them escaping instead of the fact of this is something that's still going on. There's still young guys and girls like them that are still currently trying to get out of North Korea because they're tired. They're tired of the brainwashing. They're tired of just them trying to make them live a life that they do not want to live. And we constantly just sit and we watch all of this go on, and it's always like, you know, what can you do? What is there for you to do? And you know, like, you going and like, oh, well, let me support the group, but it's like you're more so supporting K-pop as a whole and singing Beetle, the label that they're under as well, which I think it's amazing that she picked these guys. I do feel like that there was a motive of having this in the headline of them being North Korean, and it helped a little bit. They're not super popular yet, but a lot of people check them out. I even looked at them because of the headlines and constantly, oh, North Korea. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But then you see these guys, and it's like they're just normal Korean guys, you know. They're trying their hardest to assimilate into South Korean society. I do really like Hyuk a lot. As far as the music is concerned, the first song I heard, I think it was called Shattering, correct me if I'm wrong, did not like that song. It felt very much like a trend-setting song where the trend was already set by like a whole bunch of other boy bands, ATs. A lot of groups are doing this sound right now. I don't think this sound helps them stand out. Now, the other song I heard, Multiverse, that felt more like them. It felt natural. The video was cute. I love how they used nature in the video. Very, very adorable music video. Color coordinated. It was a warm feeling all around. I loved it. Loved the song. The song is very catchy. Singing Beetle needs to steer them more so toward that sound than the other sound. And I feel like they're trying to go more toward that kind of rap, shout, stomp type sound. I don't think that's really for them. But I did like how Multiverse really highlighted what they had. and it felt like just regular K-pop, but I felt like a lot of them shined there more so than the other song where they've even done an English version. I'm just like, don't really like that song too much, but I do hope that they go more into heavily promoting multiverse, because I feel like that's where it's at for them, and they should cultivate that sound and make more tracks surrounding that sound, because I feel like that is their sound. So as far as the group as a whole, they seem like nice, humble guys. You can tell that they worked hard. This is their beginnings, and I wish them the best. I will be checking in on them and seeing what they come out with. I hope that these two are doing well, and that, if they have any type of problems, that there are people in their lives that are there to help them. It's also important to note that just because you have defected doesn't mean that you're safe. So there are still ways for North Korea to get people even though they're in South Korea. There is still ways for them to mess with their families over in North Korea. There is still ways for them to mess with the families that are in South Korea as well. People go in and out of those borders every single day, and it's very important that we realize this, because it's not a matter that you take lightly. It's a matter that you keep in mind. So I thought about all of this when thinking about these two and the risk that they took. The guy that wrote the book that I had previously talked about, he reneged on a lot of what he said in the book, and then he said he told lies, and I feel like that a lot of people from North Korea got to him and made him kind of scared. So, it's like the influence is still there. It's just important that these people that defect have people around them that love them and that are willing to show them love and happiness and also protect them. So you guys, this is a whole lot to think about. How do you feel about this? Have you checked out Universe? How do you feel about the music that you've heard from this brand new spanking K-pop boy band? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media, mostly my Instagram. Also a blog, New Search and Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. I have not updated that blog though, and I need to update it. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.